How's it going, guys? My name is Asian and welcome back to another Skyblock video. Today, I'll be showing you how to one-shot every single tier 4 Slayer boss there is in the game. So yeah, it is possible to one-shot all of them and it's pretty easy and I'll show you how. Okay, so first we got the the tier 4 Rev. We're still waiting on that tier 5 Rev, but for now I'll be trying to one-shot a tier 4 Rev and it's pretty simple. Let me just start a tier 4 right here. And the armor set I'll be using is 3-4 Storm with the Wither Goggles. Let me just swap those. Wither Goggles increase your ability damage by 70% to undead monsters, and luckily for me, the undead or the tier 4 Rev is an undead monster. And the ability I'll be using to kill it is with the Ink Wand. The Ink Wand does a lot of damage, but it has a really long cooldown, but it's really good for one-shotting Revs. And a Frozen Scythe just to, I guess, get to where I need. I'll also be using the Wolf Pet, because Wither Goggles are so OP that I don't need the Sheaf Pet, the Sheep Pet, ability, which is 20% more ability damage. If I had a Minos Relic on that, it'd do more ability damage, but obviously I don't want to spend money on a Minos Relic because I'm broke like that. So yeah. This is probably one of the fastest way to do Revs. If I had an AOT in my hotbar, I would use that too. And the Frozen Scythe also clears out the Revenant Champion really quickly and the Revenant Deformed because of the Wither Goggles, which makes your Frozen Scythe pretty deadly, like that. And then we just use our Ink Wand to one-tap it right there, and yep, it's dead. So that was the tier 4 Rev. Alright, next we got ourselves the Tarantula Birdfather, I think it's called, or I don't know what it's called. It's like a Tara. I just call it Tara boss. Or Terra boss. Tarantula Birdfather. I never understood the name of that, but alright. So this Slayer has the most health out of any tier 4 Slayer in the game. It has 2.4 million health. The other boss had 1.5 million. This has the most health out of any of the Slayers. So 2.4 million. It's possible to get, but it's not a weapon that you need to do to damage it. So for this boss, I'll be using a Full Storm. So basically, if you use a full set of any single, I guess, Wither armor, you get an ability, which is Witherborn. It spawns a Wither every 30 seconds, and it does like a shit ton of damage. So right now, I'm just trying to ramp up to my, I got stuck. This is a problem without having an AOT in your hotbar. You just get stuck on cobwebs. But yeah, as you can see, my Wither spawned, and if we go like close to one of these mobs, it did 2.7 million damage to a spider, right? And I'm pretty sure it does a lot more to bosses because they have more health. So yeah, we're just gonna whack these mini bosses to get closer to our where we need to be, and this should be it. Okay, so this is the spider that should spawn our thing in, and I'm not killing it very efficiently, but whatever. Now we just have to wait for a Wither to hit it, and there we go. We one-shot it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't hit there. It was just all my Witherborn, and it did 11.3 million damage to 4 enemies. So one-shot Tara. So this last one, I'm really excited to show you because one-shotting wolves, or a Sven as it's called, a Sven Master or whatever thing, I don't know. But it's called a Sven, and I can one-shot it. It's pretty easy to one-shot. I see a lot of people using the main weapon you need to kill them, kill Svens fast, but I don't see them using the secondary weapon that you need to one-shot them, which is the most efficient way. Most people like to kill them in Superior because of that extra magic find that you get, which is pretty good for getting overfluxes, but I feel like efficiency over magic find is better because with efficiency you have more of a chance. You don't have more of a chance, but you're having more chances to get something. With magic find, you're just having more of a chance, and I'm pretty sure efficiency catches up to that magic find very quickly. So again, I'll be using the Wolf Pet, even though it gives like not really good stats, just because I want to spawn the boss faster. I'll be using a 1-for-all Wither Giant Sword, which is maxed out with Fuming, Recombobulated. It's not 5-star because I'm too lazy for that. But it is Withered and Fuming for the extra damage. And I get +1 strength per Catacombs level, and then Catacombs 35, which is pretty high. So I'll be getting that bonus. And I'll be using an Explosive Bow just to ramp up to my boss faster, and this Edible Mace. The Edible Mace is the most crucial part of this build because because of this ability. Your next attack deals double damage. So if I do a lot of damage, then it'll just double it, which is a lot more damage. And the most important enchant on this thing is Prosecute. Soul Eater doesn't matter, just put Soul Eater on it for a test, and Soul Eater doesn't work on edible mace swapping. But you need Prosecute on it. So Prosecute is the opposite of Execute. Execute, you do more damage to less mob or the less health the mob has, and with prosecute you do more damage the more health the mob has. And you also want first strike with that too. First strike and prosecute go really well together because on the first hit you will do a lot more damage. And for this setup, since magic doesn't work on wolves, I have to be using a damage setup, so I'll be using an Ancient Crowd of Greed with 3/4 Ancient Necron. And you also need pretty good talismans to do this first. I have like mediocre talismans. I just have all my epic and legendary ones recombobulated, and all my other ones are just shaded. So decent talismans. Let's start a wolf. So edible mace swapping is also used in dragons. When they pre-fire, they hold out the edible mace and use the ability just to get double damage on their shot. And edible mace swapping also works with swords. It's called sword swapping. It's a really good tactic to get more damage. It's not really efficient if you're going for like DPS, because this is a one-shot video. This is efficiency on mini bosses. I guess these are not like big bosses like Necron with Ender Dragon. But here's our wolf. We used our ability. We switched to our sword, or Wormfall Giant, and then quickly switch to our edible mace. Hit it with the edible mace, and it gets one shot. And that's how you one-shot a Sven. A lot of people ask me, like, when they see me one-shotting a Sven, how do you do that? And I always tell them sword swapping with edible mace and Wormfall Giant. And some people could do it with tarantula. Let me show you the tarantula helmet better. Some people can one-shot it with a tarantula helmet. If you need that, you need to have all max talismans if you want that to work. But other than that, you need to pay to actually. You need to technically pay to actually do a lot of damage. It pays. It pays to do a lot of damage. But yeah, that's why I use Crown of Greed. I would get it really low if I used Tarantula Helm, but Crown of Greed does more damage than Tarantula Helm, so that's why I use that. And that's how you one-shot every single Sven in the game, or not Sven, every single tier 4 boss in the game. And we'll be expecting Revenant Horror 5 soon, and I'm gonna see if I could one-shot that. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.